The Salayatthana Vibhanga Sutta points out that the difference between neutral feelings associated with ignorance and those associated with wisdom is related to whether such feelings transcends the object. In the deluded case, neutral feeling is predominantly the result of the bland features of the object, where the lack of effect on the observer results in the absence of pleasant or unpleasant feelings. Conversely, neutral feeling related to the presence of wisdom transcends the object, since it results from detachment and equanimity and not from the pleasant or unpleasant features of the object. The difference here in the deluded case, neutral feeling, it was because the object is too bland for us to notice. Yeah? Most object in our probably surrounding doesn't give rise to our attention to our likes and our dislikes. The lack of effect on the observer, that's why it results in, it doesn't grab our attention in the absence of pleasant and unpleasant feelings. Yeah? Only when something is so strong, then it grabs our attention. Yeah? For example, a quick example, I gave this example before. One time in my room, I saw a cockroach on the floor, like crawling around. Immediately it grabs my attention, so strong. I was like, I immediately look at it. I froze for 5 to 10 seconds. Afterwards, it's even worse. The cockroach ran away to somewhere where I cannot see. Huh? This is the case where the features of the object is so, the opposite of bland, is so obvious that it grabs my attention immediately. But if you compare it to our everyday objects surrounding you, most of it usually don't grab our attention because we expect it to be that way and it's already bland to us. In contrast, neutral feeling related to the presence of wisdom transcends the object. It results from detachment and equanimity, not from the pleasant or unpleasant features of the object. This is what this paragraph is about. Okay, let's close this chapter of neutral feeling. Sister Billy, would you like to read?
Thanks, Brother Marcel. Can you make it a bit bigger and lower? I got that.
Okay. Maybe I put at 285%.
And if not, can put a bit lower. It will help me also.
Lower like this?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
According to the same discourse, the establishment of such equanimity is the result of a progressive refinement of feelings, during which at first, the 3 types of feelings related to a life of renunciation are used to go beyond their more worldly and sensual counterparts. In the next stage, mental joy related to renunciation is used to confront and go beyond difficulties related to renunciation. This process of refinement then leads up to equanimous feelings, transcending even non-sensual feelings of mental joy. Equanimity and detachment as a culmination of practice also occur in the Satipatthana refrain for contemplation of feelings which instructs the meditator to contemplate all kinds of feeling free from dependencies and without clinging.
Thanks, Sister Billy.
Thank you, Marcel.
That concludes this chapter of Bhikkhu Analayo's book. The establishment of such equanimity is the result of a progressive refinement of feeling, during which at first the three types of feeling related to a life of renunciation are used to go beyond their more worldly and sensual counterparts. In the next stage, mental joy related to renunciation is used to confront and go beyond difficulties related to renunciation. The refinement leads up to equanimous feelings, transcending non-sensual feelings of mental joy. Yeah. To be honest, this feels a little bit the next level to me. Yeah, is something that you probably would experience when you have meditated long enough and when you have practiced long enough. So I'm not able to elaborate much further. Any of you would like to add anything?
Yeah, I think if I may add, it's actually a beautiful paragraph, isn't it? It's like as it is something that we should look forward to as meditator. I mean, if we can call ourselves meditator. Yeah, it's something that you know that if you yourself would know, nobody would know, right? That you can progress, you know, from a bit indifferent to you actually have joy, you know, and not like just I'm very relaxed. I'm sure it's not the kind of I'm very relaxed and I lost all my, you know, it's that kind of joy that we always hear from practitioners that they just come and they're so blissed out. You know, that's the word they use. And then you actually move from there to this equanimous state where you do not feel sensual or not sensual. Again, this is not like you're not feeling anything, you're numb. It's not. So yeah, I think it's a very beautiful paragraph, and it sort of should be referred to often to have the inspiration to move on this path. If not, we just sit, we don't know, right? We don't know where we're going. Yeah, actually, it's not an easy paragraph, but I do appreciate it a lot. Yeah, to the end of the day, we should be getting to that state where it says all kinds of, contemplate on all kinds of feeling, free from dependencies and without clinging. So thanks to Brother Marcel, it's like, you know, now we know, at least I know, that even if it's a neutral feeling, we should be aware and we should not think that that is actually free from dependencies. Yeah, so yeah, it's a path of learning. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing this. This thesis, right? This is a thesis. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I very much agree with what you said. It's a beautiful paragraph, and it is what we should aspire to reach, to reach this stage. But more importantly, I should thank you instead of, if you didn't ask the question, we would probably not explore this part, and we all would not learn as much or as deep as we would have. I will just continue to the main text without exploring deeper into neutral feeling. And in fact, I learned a lot as well after reading this chapter together. And just a short 5 paragraphs. And in the future, I also aspire to read this whole thesis. Yeah, not now, but I feel like this is a really good book written by Bhikkhu Analayo. But for now, let's focus on this text first, which is, I think, already has a lot to digest, to be digested. So thanks again, Billy, for asking a question. Yes. Let's take a look. Yeah. Last time, before we dive in deeper into the neutral feeling, we have finished reading this paragraph. Okay? We have 10 minutes left. Probably we can jump into the next foundation of mindfulness, the third one, contemplation of the state of mind, Chitta Nupassana. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. 250, 200. No, this is like, is this readable to all of you? Okay, put a thumbs up if this is readable. 1, 2. Okay, not readable to some of you.
It's smaller than just now, I think, Michelle.
Smaller. Oh, this is like in between. Okay, let me stop share first. Let me adjust this. A bit too small. Or like this. Okay, how about this? Better? Okay, all okay? Check one, okay? Okay. Okay, let's read then. Maybe I pass to Xinghui. Would you like to read?
Contemplation of the state of mind, Chitta Nupassana. With this foundation of mindfulness, we turn from a particular mental factor, feelings, to the general state of mind to which that factor belongs. To understand what is entailed by this contemplation, it is helpful to look at the Buddhist conception of the mind. Usually, we think of the mind as an enduring faculty, remaining identical with itself through the succession of experiences. Through experience changes, although experience changes, the mind which undergoes the changing experience seems to remain the same, perhaps modified in certain ways, but still retaining its identity. However, in the Buddha's teaching, the notion of a permanent mental organ is rejected. The mind is regarded not as a lasting subject of thoughts, feelings, and volition, but as a sequence of momentary mental acts, each distinct and discrete, their connections with one another causal rather than substantial.
Thanks, Xinghui, for reading. Okay, let's see. Okay, how do we understand this paragraph? Now we turn from a particular mental factor, from feeling, the previous one, to general state of mind to which that factor belongs. To understand what is entailed by this contemplation, it is helpful to look at, firstly, how does Buddhists define the mind? Usually, in our worldly way, in our secular way, we think of the mind as enduring faculty, remaining identical with itself through the succession of experiences. What is the common example of this? For me, it would be memories. It's because of all our accumulated memories and experiences, I feel like my memory is an enduring faculty, remaining identical with itself. Yeah, one example. Experience always changes for me, but the mind which undergoes the changing experience seems to remain the same. Yeah, here the keyword here is seems. Perhaps modified in certain ways, but still retaining its identity. Yeah, my memory is always like added on and on. Maybe modified a little bit, but I would still say it's the same memory. I retain the same memory. This is how most people think. However, in the Buddha's teachings, it's different. The notion of a permanent mental organ is rejected. The mind is not a lasting subject of all of this thought, feeling, and volition, but a sequence of momentary mental acts. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Each distinct and discrete, their connection with one another, causal rather than substantial. Let's take a look again at the example of memory. Yeah, this here, thought. Even though I can recall some of my memories in the past, but the reason this memory comes to mind is causal. There must be something that causes the thoughts to arise. For example, the memory of the cockroach running around the floor. Yeah. What causes it to arise? It was because we read something related before. In the previous material in the Bhikkhu Analayo's thesis. Yeah, there's something related, and then this example came to mind. That's why it gives rise to the memory. It causes the memory to arise. That's one way to look at it. The same goes with feeling and volition. Volition, the willpower. And this is interesting. I also got this from Shifu. Observe what gives rise to your willpower, your motivation, your day-to-day life. Is it causal or is it substantial? Simple example. This morning, after I wake up, I immediately brush my teeth before I go on to this session. The reason I brush my teeth because I don't feel comfortable after waking up. There is this feeling of uncomfortableness inside my mouth, that it feels like a little bit, probably, I don't know the word, just feels unhygienic. There's this feeling that I don't really like. And after I brush my teeth, this feeling goes away. So this gives rise to my volition, my will to brush my teeth. And there is a cause to it because I feel uncomfortable inside the mouth. So you can see how each of our feelings, thoughts, feeling, and volition is caused by something. It's not something that has substance on its own. It is a sequence of momentary mental acts, each distinct and discrete, and always caused by something prior. Any of you would like to add anything to this paragraph? If not, then let's do a dedication. 厌消三障诸烦恼，厌得智慧真明了，普厌罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。Amitabha. Till we meet again, may we be guided by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a restful Saturday ahead. Thanks everyone for joining, especially Chris all the way from Europe.
Thank you very much. Bye.
See you guys next time.
Thank you, Marcel. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.